Hey guys, how's it going? Just doing some random voices for no apparent reason, actually. I got a battle here against Sharktamer. You know, that one guy I've battled quite a lot, cause he's one of my friends, you know? Anywho, he's got a Celebi and a Haxorus and a Heatran and a Deoxys, but I think you guys can see that for yourselves. So anywho, he's going to lead with the Pokemon, and I'm going to lead with the Pokemon too, cause that's just kind of the way these things go. So he leads with something named Name Me, because he forgot to name all his Pokemon, at least most of them. So now, he's going to have to deal with my awesome Scolipede, while I deal with his Deoxys defense. But it's not like it's that big of a deal, because Scolipede is quite awesome. I'm going to go for the Mega Horn. He's going to bring out Swampert, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I didn't predict that, or think that he was going to do that. So now, I'm going to go out to my Shedinja, thinking he's going to get out Stealth Rocks, and that's going to kill my Shedinja. So now, I'm just going to try and play around with this Swampert, because I have no idea what else it wants to do. On top of that, it's not exactly, nonchalant to just leave a Swampert out. So now, I go into something that sounds sort of like my regular voice, as he goes out to his Heatran, and I don't believe I went to the Will-O-Wisp there, because that would be kind of silly to do, because it's kind of obvious. I know he has it, and he has a lot of other fire types, and by that I mean two. So now I go for the whole Sucker Punch thing, which doesn't really do too much for my situation, because he has a Steel type, but then again, I don't really have anything else to hit him with, so I kinda just have to go with it. And now we have to deal with this Torment-Tran. I remember back in my day, we didn't used to have Torment-Heatran. We used to have Pokemon without any items or abilities or any of this crazy crap that you kids have been brought up with ever since 3rd generation came out, the one that no one likes. See, everything has just gone downhill ever since. He's going to kill off that poor defenseless Shedinja, but without a substitute to hide behind, I'm free to go out to my Scolipede. But it's not like it's that big of a deal or anything. So he's going to go out to a Swampert again. I'm just going to Earthquake, because I don't want to predict, because that would be stupid. Who predicts in this metagame? So now he's going to bring out, I whip my power back and forth, you know, like NBZ. And, yeah, just going to be all hairy and stuff, and try to kill off this Swampert with something, maybe. But I know he's probably got some type of move to phase me out. He goes out to Celebi now, and I'm like, how did I not predict that? It is completely ridiculous. And other things. Now to go to my Tristan voice. So now, I'm going to switch out to my Moltres, because I think that I can do something to get this guy, but he actually decides to just go for the whole Perish song, which is actually a bad thing, but who knows, it might play out in the end. And now, we got some action going on here. He's going to go out to his Heatran. I decided to just go for the whole hidden power thing. I was hoping it was ground, but apparently it's not, because you could see that it was not very effective or something. I have no idea. So, out comes my giant flaming chicken, who is going to destroy this Heatran. At least, that's what I hoped. So now I'm going to go to my Throw, and since Throw has guts, he would not mind being burned. I'm going to have to try and play hard around this Heatran, since it's going to be a threat to my team, as is most of his team, but that's completely beyond the point. And as you can see, I'm going to go for a Circle Throw, but since he had a substitute, I will not be able to face him out, because that's just how things work. And since he has tormented me, I can't go for another Circle Throw, so I have to see what I can do. I believe I go for the Rock Slide, because that's the most... well, that's the best choice to go for. And now, things will happen as he brings out his Celebi, and I go for the Rock Slide, because I can. Because I am an evil person, named Merrick Ishtar. But I don't know why I'm suddenly playing a video game made for children instead of playing a children's card game. It's not like it's that big of a deal. So now, Throw is going to go for another move since it can't actually go for payback again because of that stupid Torment Heatran, the bane of my existence. And thus, the world will be saved by this Swampert, who is trying to kill every one of my Pokemon on my team. And he goes for the Ice Beam knowing that it'll go into my Tangrowth to try and take an Earthquake or a Waterfall. So it's not really in the best of my interest.
And well, you see, this is the kind of thing that happens when you play Pokemon, and you have your Tangrowth out, and you have a Swampert against you, and you're like, yeah, I can handle this thing, maybe, but turns out I'm too slow, because I decided to put max HP in my Tangrowth, so I'm gonna have to go back out to Ernie from that one YouTube poop, the one about the snowman, because he's cold, Ernie, and I mean it in every way possible. He turns out to be faster or something. I forget how the whole priority thing works when you use Circle Throw, but that doesn't really matter because I got my burning chicken out, or the fried chicken as some people like to call it. That's why it's called bad for you. And thus, Scolipede comes back out, and going to go for the whole Earthquake thing again because, well, actually I'm going to set Toxic Spikes because that seems like a good idea since he doesn't have any poison Pokemon to take it. And thus, I get up my 2 layers, thankfully. He's going to roar me out. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna come back in. Tragic tale. Very tragic tale. So Tangrowth's gonna come back out. Not gonna be able to do much of anything, but thanks to regeneration, I can get some health back or whatever the thing is. Regenerator, I forget. I don't care. Not that big of a deal right now. Going to fodder out my Moltres because I wanted to see what he was gonna do. You never know. It's just that weird thing that happens in this game sometimes. So now I bring out my Meloetta, because Meloetta is awesome. And we all know that if you have a Meloetta, you are pretty cool, even though it's not released yet. It is my awesome Pokemon. And now I randomly change voices again, for no reason. So he's on a Perish Song again. And it's not really that big of a deal, since I can switch out. Since, you know, that's kind of the point of having a Pokemon and then switching it out. Wow, really? I have to go into that rudimentary crap. So now Celebi is just going to be floating there, being like, name me, man. I want to be named. Why do I have to share the same name as most of the other Pokemon on this team? It's ridiculous. It's unheard of. It's just, I don't even know what to call it. So now he goes for a hyper voice, and it's kind of weird, but I don't really care. And, yeah, he's going to go out to his Deoxys again, and I'm going to have to switch anyways, so why even bother? I mean, really, it's just that kind of thing happens sometimes. I mean, it's not like it's that big of a deal or anything. So now Nunbead comes out and is going to die. He's going to set up some spikes, even though it doesn't really make that big of a difference. And I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go out to Mr. Thin Kick, because, you know, it's not a kick. So they got Kick Janai. But it doesn't really matter too much, because that show's coming out in English. Is this a zombie? But, you know, whatever. All my Meloettas are gonna be named after Haruna, after all. And, now I'm going to start setting up and starting to destroy the rest of Sharktamer's team. At least that's what it looks like is going to happen. He's going to taunt me after I get 2 up, because he forgot to taunt me in the first place, so now I'm super powerful, and Meloetta's going to Shadow Ball and kill off this Deoxys, which is awesome, because Meloetta is a cool Pokemon, and I can't wait for it to get released. But it's not like it's that big of a deal right now, because I'm using one, and people are going to be like, oh my god, how'd you get that? And I'm going to be like, I hacked, obviously. Isn't it obvious? I mean, really, do you think I got it legitimately somehow? So anywho, out comes the Volcarona. It's going to get poisoned and spiked and everything else that can possibly happen to it that isn't Stealth Rock. Going to Hyper Voice here. Crit didn't matter, actually. I calced it afterwards. And, yeah, that was overkill. So now he's going to bring out his Haxorus, which is named in Japanese for some reason. And now we are going to have a little bit of a problem here if he is faster than me, but he's not because he's not running Jolly for some reason. And I'm going to kill him off the Hyper Voice, which is awesome, since, you know, that tends to be how the game plays. And now he's going to go out to his Heatran, and we are actually going to have a disconnect after this Hyper Voice hits, because Nintendo's Wi-Fi sucks. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the game. Stupid DCs. Attention, duelists! I can't believe I actually didn't make an appearance in this video!